Welcome back. A rise in anti-Semitism leading up to and since the Hamas terror attacks on Israel is highlighting the importance of religious freedom around the world. Tomorrow, Americans of all faiths will gather for a landmark event on religious freedom right here in Washington. The inaugural Religious Freedom in America conference will be at the Heritage Foundation and shine a spotlight on the First Amendment, the event focusing on the critical importance of religious freedom in American society. Keynote speakers include Ambassador Sam Brownback, Senator Mike Lee, and Coach Joe Kennedy.
Well, Tony Perkins is the president of Family Research Council, and he sits on the advisory board of the National Council for Religious Freedom, which is hosting tomorrow's event. Tony, thanks for making time for us tonight. So even before the Hamas attack in Israel, anti-Semitism was on the rise. Tony, where do you think this will lead, that anti-Semitic movement and fervor that we've seen? Hopefully, we've seen initially solidarity around Israel, but how long do you think that might last?
Well, John and Jenna, we have to realize that this has been a long time in the making. Back when I was chairing the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, I remember the Special Rapporteur at the United Nations on Anti-Semitism testifying before our committee on the rise of anti-Semitism in the Western culture, primarily in Europe, and that it described it as the canary in the coal mine when it came to religious freedom. And we're seeing that on college campuses, and it didn't happen overnight. This is something that has been in our really kind of brewing and just kind of bubbling over now on college campuses. And we need to look and see what's happening on these college campuses, because a lot of people aren't paying attention to it, but now it's manifesting itself. And so this is a real threat to all religious freedom, as we've seen elsewhere in the world. And so it is something we need to pay very close attention to, and we need to address it.
Yeah, Tony, what's causing this rise in anti-Semitism, but also declining religious freedom around the world? What do you see as the cause?
Well, Jenna, I think we've always seen this hostility toward the Jewish people. There's a history there. But it's also incumbent upon, as Christians, we know what the Bible says, those who bless Israel will be blessed. And there's always been this expectation, especially in Western civilization since Christ and the rise of the Christian church, that we would defend the Jewish people and be kind of a firewall there, which protects all faiths, because they do attract such hostility. And I think it's incumbent upon pastors in the United States to speak out against this anti-Semitism. I think Christians need to defend people of differing faiths, primarily, especially the Jewish people. But it's time that we exercise our faith, not just on Sunday mornings between 9 and 10 o'clock or whenever it is we go to church. We need to live out our faith, and we need to demand the right to do so. Because when we're living it out, that is what preserves religious freedom.
Tony, in about 30 seconds, we talk about the importance of religious freedom and how vital it is here in America. How do we protect that?
Well, we use it. I think what we're seeing right now, what's happening right here in Washington, D.C. with the speaker's race, should tell us once and for all, politics is not the solution. Yes, we need to be involved in it, but people of faith need to be living out our faith in a very real way that transforms the world around us, and we have to have the freedom to do that.
Yeah, that's a good word. All right, Tony Perkins, thank you for coming on this evening. Tony, good to see you.